Hey everybody, it's your old pal Chuck, and I am back with another review. And today we're taking a look at, from the Transformers Bumblebee Cyberverse Adventures line, Dinobots Unite subline. Actually, this is Transformers Cybertron. Transformers Cyberverse. Bumblebee Cyberverse Adventures, Dinobots Unite, Slugtron. This is a updated of the old Robots in Disguise Crash Combiners, and it features Slag, now called Slug because of the British people, and Megatron. Now, this is going to tie into a series of TV movies that's going to end the Cyberverse animated series. I want to say they're going to be exclusive to Netflix, but don't hold me to that. I may be wrong. But for those of you who are not familiar with the Crash Combiners, I urge you to go and check out some of my earlier reviews of the Crash Combiners. Those are some pretty fun figures. And they had a unique gimmick where you had two small robots that could go from vehicle to robot, very limited articulation, and then using a spring-loaded gimmick could crash together to form a combined robot. So it was like a dual combiner type of deal. Now these figures are much bigger than those earlier Crash Combiners, but unfortunately they do still feature two individual simplified robot modes, and a combined robot mode that's, well, only has elbows. So let's pause and we'll take a look at Slug and then Megatron. Alright, so here's Slug. Slug is a Dinobot. I assume it's going to be aligned with the Autobots, and it's a Triceratops. There is virtually no articulation in beast mode. You can move the legs, but it's really just for the transformation. You can open the jaw, but if you go too far, you expose a robot head. If you also close it up too far, you kind of makes it difficult to open the jaw. One thing that I do like about these new combiners is that they do have individual weapons, and that's actually much like Slag's Studio Series figure makes up its tail. So we can just pull that off, and there you have a double barrel blaster, and this will actually start the transformation. Come in here, fold down that piece, come along the back section here, and this red section is actually on a little bit of a yellow hinge here. If it pops off, it can be popped back on, but it's a little difficult to do. And there are some slots in this rear section that will peg into tabs here, as well as lower down here. And that will help secure it in place. So we're going to do that. Fold up the legs. And stand the figure up. Now, they do show to have the arms down, but since these do become the robot arms, might as well leave them up so you have a little bit of movement. And come in and bring down the jaw there to reveal the robot head. Peg it into the chest. Let me adjust the camera so we get a little bit more of the Dinobot. And then come in the side here. Peg the weapon into the side, and there you go. And moving the arms is about all the articulation you're going to get. Nice looking head, stylized version of the classic Slag Dinobot. But yeah, I mean, that's really about it for robot mode. To return to dinosaur mode, remove the gun, flip the chest piece up. Remember what I said about closing it too far. You want to have a little space so you can get your finger in there. I don't know if that's actually accurate to the actual dinosaur mode, but you know what? If it makes life a little bit easier, then so be it. And you know what? I just realized, I did not have the top of the Tyrannosaurus head pegged in all the way. I think I'm going to regret that later, but so be it. Bring these rear legs down. They're kind of on like a locking ratchet type of deal, so they will stop at certain points. Unpeg this rear section, bring it forward, and bring it just down like so. And then come around here, stick your finger in there, flip up that little bit, and then this will just slide on. And there's Slug back in its dinosaur mode. Really nice dinosaur mode. You have a bluish gray color scheme. I don't mind it. So let's pause and get to Megatron. And here's Megatron. And one thing you might notice right off the bat is on the barrel of the tank's cannon is a little bit of gold and like a horn type of look. I guess that's to show unity between Slug and Megatron. But there's no treads here. And I guess you can see most of the robot mode. I mean, transformation is going to be very easy. One thing I do notice is he does have some ports here on the side of the tank, outside of what would be used in robot mode. But let's remove the barrel, start the transformation, stand the figure up just like so. There's a little notch there, so you can use that to start the head, bring it up. And unfortunately, the torso wants to kind of like lean open a little. Separate the arms, and then using one of those ports, peg the cannon into Megatron's arm. Now, if you wanted to rotate it forward, you have to do that. There is no forward arm movement, just lateral arm movement. Very, very similar to what the old Crash Combiners were. But a nice representation of the Cyberverse Megatron head. So yeah, and then of course to transform it back, bring the arms back in, and reattach the barrel. The barrel helps hold the tank mode together, helps it from spreading. So that's about it for those two. I guess now it's time to combine them up. Okay, so I've, brought the camera back a little, brought Slug back in. Now, Megatron is going to feature the spring aspect of the combination. And Slug is going to be manually transformed. First thing you want to do, remove the weapon from each figure, just like so. Now, I'm going to do things a little bit different than the instructions because I think it'll make it a little bit easier. First thing what you want to do is bring this section back, like you're going to go into robot mode, and make sure you peg it into place. Bring the legs up, just like so. Bring these legs back all the way so they are flush with the body. Now at this point we could connect Megatron. I think just to have a little more leverage and make life easier, bring the jaw out so it's like a 90-degree angle. That'll form the heels. The Triceratops head will be the head of the feet of the robot mode. And it actually wasn't that hard to peg in, but you want to bring it all the way up until it snaps into place. You might notice the legs starting to split, so let's go ahead and open them, and they will sort of snap into place. And then take Slug's head and rotate it all the way into the body. So now, and let me just, oh yeah, I got to bring the camera up a little. Now they show you doing this prone, and I'm going to do it while it's standing. Remember that little connector that held Slug's gun? There's a little port here on the back, female receiver, for that port on Megatron. And you're just going to plug them together. And there we go. My hand was in the way. Probably that's why I didn't spring out all the way, but there you go. There is Megatron, and go ahead and push down the Megatron head, the smaller Megatron head, all the way. But here is Slugtron, not Slugtron, as I was mistakenly saying. It's just Slugtron. So, kind of cool. Kind of cool. Now, the instructions do not show folding down Megatron's that secondary head, but obviously I'm going to recommend doing that just so you don't have them peeking out. To finish the giant robot, let's pick one gun here, one gun here, sorry, one gun here, and as I mentioned, the elbows can bend, so at least it looks like it's shooting somebody. Don't know if this is going to be Autobot, don't know if this is going to be Decepticon or a chaotic neutral, but it's kind of cool. If you come in and look at the head, it's very much the Cyberverse Megatron design with broken horns and a little bit of that Dinobot aesthetic. I do like how there's more red here in the middle of the chest and in the shoulders there to connect with the waist piece, giving it a unified look. But yeah, most of the gimmick of this is just combining and uncombining the figure. So to uncombine the figure, let's bring the arms back down into a neutral state. They will snap into place. Remove the guns, make your life easy. And just separate like so. Let's put the legs off there for a second. And to close Megatron back up, you want to push the chest plate back until it snaps into place. And now you're going to want to go in there and make sure the smaller Megatron head isn't all the way down, so you'll have it'll fill in that gap right there. That'll just come up just like so. Make sure that's back, and then peg the gun fusion cannon in, and there you go, back in its tank mode. You know, I'm really starting to get used to Megatron being a tank, believe it or not. And now to return to the Slug to its Triceratops mode, you want to bring the legs back together, close all that up, peg it together. Come in here, you want to bring the feet down. Oh, I screwed up. I forgot to flip out the actual robot, the Slug's head, so you want to make sure you do that before you close everything up. Make sure that pegs into place. Close up the jaw a little. Bring the front legs down, that'll just like so. Bring the back legs down. Bring this hip section forward. That will peg down. And then insert the weapon. Just like that. And we're back to our dinosaur and tank modes. So, I guess there's really nothing more to say. So we'll just come right back with my final thoughts. Really not much more I can say or need to say about Slugtron. I think it's a fun figure. Obviously, it's designed for younger hands, but there is plenty here for older fans to enjoy. I mean, I enjoyed it very much, and it's great to have. Now, there's another one that's going to be Bumblebee and Swoop. Bumble Swoop, I think. And that one looks really fun. And I really want to just focus how I love this blue-gray color. I just really do. So if you like the old Crash Combiners, definitely pick these up. You'll enjoy them immensely. If you thought they were silly and garbage and should be burned on sight, well, you might want to pass on these. So that's about all I can say. But I hope you saw from this review what you're getting. limited articulation individual robots, a limitedly articulated combined robot, but overall really cool looking and fun. So that's about it for the review. If you like this review, please consider liking, commenting, and subscribing. While I will always appreciate the views, the likes, comments, and subscriptions will help communicate to YouTube through their algorithms that my channel is one that should be exalted and held upon high. If you want to make the ultimate sign of support, please consider joining my Patreon. It is www.patreon.com/chuckdog1999. Little box here in the corner and hyperlink in the description below. All I ask for is $1 a month or $12 a year. No thrills, no tears, no special rewards. All you're doing is helping me help you, help me to help you, bring figures like this to you, as well as keeping up the infrastructure of the channel. As I've mentioned before, I've been fooling around with some new light boxes, and that's all thanks to you. But also, as I always say, if you can't do the $1 a month or $12 a year, your views are more than enough thanks. Again, as I've said before, Patreon is a cherry on top of an already generous sundae. So that's about it for your old pal Chuck. This is your old pal Chuck, I should say, for Slug and Megatron, or Slug and Megatron, Slugtron. We will see you next time.